From the very beginning of East Kilbride, my father took on a role within the community because he thought he'd been very lucky to have received a house in East Kilbride, in this new town where everything was new. There were no shops when we came here. The co-op van came round and it sold ice cream, from ice cream to loaves to cigarettes. My father became very involved through the community council and did a lot of youth work with them. And he then was elected onto the council and was a councillor for over 20 years. Became deputy provost and provost, and became chair of the East Kilbride Sports Council, which did an awful lot of good work in those days. It was a real privilege being provost of this town, and he certainly is very well known in the town for how much effort he put in. He was quite, in my mind, spectacular. People still stop me and remind me of those days. One of the things that I think he was very proud of was the Calder Glen Country Fair. When it first started out, in the very first year, it was just incredible. All the charities lined up right through the driveway all the time, and they all made money for their own charity. The whole town came out. We had fun fairs and other things to keep it going. One of my fond memories with the library was some of the activities we did there, the children face painting, etc. So no, I have a lot of good memories of my father's time as provost.
When I was growing up, we all had heroes, most of them from the war, the Second World War. I had just put that in case you thought it was the Boer War, but anyway, the Second World War, and mine was Douglas Bader, and we got a phone call to say that that this person was coming to the hotel and had to sort of make sure certain things were in order, fine. I thought, who is it? It turned out to be Douglas Bader. And I watched him come up the steps of the hotel. There was only a few off the road. Just no bother at all, and yet no legs from the thighs down. A very nice man. I was really quite chuffed to sort of shake his hand and say hello. But he was here for a meeting. I can't remember what it was about, but he was here for a meeting. But I do remember Douglas Bader coming to the Stewart Hotel. That's the only one that sticks to mind, because of the Olympia being here at one time, where there was bands playing. We often got the bands staying there. But by the time they finished at night, they maybe wanted a drink, and then that was it. I don't remember any screaming girls outside the hotel or anything like that.
It was a school mid-term in February. I heard this din. I thought, what on earth's that? And I looked out my bedroom window and I saw helicopters flying about carrying trees. I thought, oh well, that's not usual. I wonder why they're carrying trees. So that evening I turned on the television and BBC Report in Scotland, and there was an item about Langlands Moss, East Kilbride, and the helicopters flying about the trees. So I became intrigued. So when it was opened as an LNR, my husband and I went up there and we liked it. As I say, I grew up in the countryside. I like countryside walking. I'm not a shopper. I don't like browsing shops and things. I would rather get out in the open air. And we used to walk along up there, walk into Calder Glen and back, walk around. There was quite a few paths. So that was especially a Sunday afternoon, but in the summer, in the evenings as well. Quite often, sometimes we just walked to Old House and maybe had a meal or a drink and then walked back. But we walked that area and I fell in love with it, if you like. And then 2005, 2006, we got concerned about the amount of, well, the place was getting run down, and it got to the stage we couldn't walk it anymore. The paths were so badly overgrown and so wet, and the factories were getting closer and closer. We started to worry about the fact, what's going to happen to the nature reserve? Are they going to take this away? And I didn't understand the importance of Langlands Moss at that time, but as I say, we're just concerned. And then I was talking to neighbours. We had where I live in Valleyfield, we had a neighbourhood group, and we met once or twice a year. So we had a meeting and we were all talking about it, and we were all concerned, so we decided to band together and do a bit of research how we could look. And that was when we found out it was a LNR. Now, I didn't know what an LNR was. It's a local nature reserve, and it has official designation. And it has official designation for the local authority to protect it. And obviously it wasn't being protected. And what had happened, I've since discovered, was when it had been set up just before East Kilbride District Council and Development Corporation wound up, and they spent a lot of money, but they never left behind a maintenance budget. And when it was taken over by South Lanarkshire Council, they focused all their money really on Calder Glen, which is a fantastic place, I'm not denigrating it, and Langlands Moss was just forgotten about and overlooked. So anyway, when we all got together, we started to read up, and we discovered, as I say, that the local authority by law must protect it. So I got the job of writing to Chief Executive of South Lanarkshire Council, and they said, would we work with the Countryside Rangers to look after the place, and we said yes. So we were constituted in September 2006, and that was really when we started working together in Langlands Moss. And as I say, I just love the place.
You used to get chip from your parents because you would go round looking for work in all the factory units around East Kilbride, and it was that bad. The factory units had signs up saying, please do not come, there's no employment here, we don't even have application forms anymore. So you were walking about all day and you seen the same faces all doing exactly the same as you, and then when you went home, your parents would say, what have you done all day? You've sat and done nothing, you go out and get a job where there just wasn't jobs.
I play badminton in the Special Olympics. Been quite a good experience. I actually didn't like it at school, and when I left I was asked if I wanted to try it out, and I said yeah, okay. I've worked my way up to the UK #1. I've got my European title, and I was also Olympic torchbearer. I've won over 100 medals too, so it's been a good experience from that.
That's amazing. Is it just singles you play or is it doubles?
The 3 singles, mixed doubles, ladies doubles. I was at the Special Olympics a month ago down in Sheffield, and I got a gold and 2 bronze. So I was quite shocked, but I was really, couldn't believe it. I'm still probably really happy about it.
I think the golden time was the 60s. I think when we get small borough status,
Yes.
we were with the 5th District Council, which included Blantyre, and yes, it was Blantyre and East Kilbride have always been closely entwined.
5th District, wasn't it?
It was the 5th District, and then in '63, when we got borough status, you know, and you had your council, and everything just seemed to start being different then. I think the 60s into the 70s
Great time.
were the high tech, especially the 60s. You know, and I think, well, 68 was the 21st celebration.
That's right.
That was absolutely fantastic. Everything that, you know, went on, you know, for that celebration. So I would say the 60s.
And then we went into my father was probably from 69 to...
No, 66 to
66 to 69, aye. That just...
That was a very, very proud moment.
Oh, aye. They're calling Maxwelton Village. We never knew Maxwelton as a village. We never called it Maxwelton
It was
Village.
just Maxwelton.
Aye. My recollection of, well, Bobby Craig wrote out a script in Maxwelton. It was brilliant. I've still got it. But I can remember doing papers. My sister used to help me, but I was going up White Moss one morning and I got stopped with the police. Says, John, you can't go up there. I says, what's up? He never told me what's up. But when I came back from school, my mother had said Ann Nellens had got 50, Ann Nellens had got murdered, you know, and we used to see Ann Nellens at church, and then it was just sad, you know, I couldn't believe it. But
none of us were allowed out anywhere on their own after, you know, they were a lovely family.
Great family, beautiful family they were.
We used to play, I don't know if at that time it was called the Wood Golf Club, where Peter Manuel. Right, well we used to play a lot there because I watched that programme because that girl like got murdered.
Yeah.
I was quite disturbed to think that we had been playing there, and this is where it actually took place, not at the exact bit we'd maybe played, but the whole run of it, because the burn runs all the way up and we would run all up the hill and run back down.
my mum's granddad, who was called Jim Gillan, and he was the village carpenter and did all the work for the farms in the area, including the cattle show. They used to put all the pegs in the ground for creating the racetrack for the Friday night, what do you call it, horse racing, where they sat on carts at the back of the horses. I forget the name of it. And they used to race around the track. And then on the Friday, earlier in the day, on the Friday, they had the cattle show. And on the Saturday, they had the sheep shearing competitions and so on, and the gymkhana. And there used to be the Cadona sideshows were up the hill in the show park. And it was a well-known event in those days. And my granddad, Bobby Miller, my great-granddad Bobby Miller, he used to let us in via the side door at the main hall in Maxwell Drive. So we never actually paid the fee to get in the main gate. We always get sneaked in the side gate, which was a bit naughty. But it was a terrific show in those days.
East Kilbride, a 70s conversation. East Kilbride, it's just a concrete jungle. I heard the woman say, nae trees or other such like. Ach, I wouldn't like to stay. We're runabouts and moving stairs, they'll call you off your feet. And all these stupid runabouts, I'm dizzy in my head. Saw the place they call Greenhouse, nae seen so many houses. The bus had taken us past it on the way to the Hotel Bruce's. Flats and houses all o'er the town, and runabouts gan round and round. Och, takes all day to fun the way, you'll no get there too soon. Inside Dunnies, sometimes twa, a bathroom up the stairs, a room for each one of the wains, and they dinna hae to share. Work inside a factory here, they'll take you on the list. Nae private factors here, you dinna hae to flash your chest. I changed my mind, they all look braw, a flat or a house all day. I filled the foreman and saw the lass, she said that we could stay. We'd be far away from John Street there, away from all our folks. Our Jeannie will never be close enough to come and borrow Stokes. Time's gone by, I'm no 18, I'm just a wee old granny, still living here in East Kilbride, me, the bairns and mammy. The bairns, ye ask, well, aye, you're right, Gran Wayne's 1, 2, 3. The whole of East Kilbride has been a blessing just for me. And that's it.